So reports are saying Zach Ertz will attend training camp, and there's a good possibility he's going to play for the Eagles in 2021. Is this really the plan with Zach Ertz? Is this the plan, or are the Eagles trying to build up his trade value?
Still the cowboy, Mr. McLean. You Americans are all alike. But this time, John Wayne doesn't walk into the sunset with Grace Kelly. Scary Cooper, asshole.
Oh, Dingbat!
Oh shit! Oh shit! That was crazy!
Happy trails, Hans. Dallas still stinks. By the way, King Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's having a great day. I hope you guys are doing well. We are less than a week away from training camp. Less than a week away from training camp. I cannot wait. It has been one long off season, man. It has been long. A lot has happened, and I cannot wait to see this Eagles team take the field. It's going to be fun. So we are less than a week away from training camp. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We stream every Eagles game, every preseason game, not to mention some NFC East games. We'll be doing some Dolphin games, some Indianapolis Colts games, because we have their draft picks. So it's going to be a lot going on. You definitely don't want to miss it. So be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't. Also, for those that use the Newsbreak app, Philly 500 is now on Newsbreak. I'll put a few videos up each week that are exclusive to that site, as well as daily videos. So be sure, if you haven't, click the link in the description, go to the Newsbreak app, and sub up your boy. Give me a follow. You won't regret it. Now, training camp is almost here, right? Like I said, less than a week away. I think I said it like 5 times already. But the big news that was reported earlier today, and I'm a little late on this video. It's been a long day. Just got home. Just was able to film this. But the big news is that they're saying Zach Ertz will report to training camp. Howard Eskin said he's going to report. He's been practicing with the Eagles for a while now. He's accepted it. He's moved on. He's ready to go this season. The Eagles are ready to keep him. And the plan is to have Zach Ertz come in, to have Zach Ertz play this year. From what we're hearing, he is going to be the backup. He is going to play second fiddle to one Dallas Goedert. So Zach Ertz, one of the best tight ends in the league, is going to be a backup, and that's the way it's going to be. I'm sure the Eagles will use some 12-man personnel. They're definitely going to use it, but from what we heard, the Eagles kind of want to get away from the 12-man personnel, which I've said before, and I'll say it again. I've been saying it for years, actually. You got to get away from it. It was something that worked early on. Teams adjusted, and the Eagles needed to adjust to the adjustment, and they never did. The Eagles want to get away from it. They want to get more speed on the field, which I like, which means you're probably going, more times than not, you're going to have one tight end on the field. And most likely, that is going to be Dallas Goedert, not Zach Ertz. Now, that may be hard for some people to swallow. I'm sure that's hard for Zach Ertz to swallow. I'm sure it doesn't help him wanting to get a long-term extension somewhere else. However, Zach Ertz still can play. Zach Ertz still can play. I still think he could be a Pro Bowl caliber tight end when given the opportunity. And yes, there is no doubt that Zach Ertz playing this year for the Philadelphia Eagles will help them. It will help their offense this year. It will help them. Nobody can argue that. It gives you some depth at tight end. If something happens to Dallas Goedert, you have Zach Ertz. I mean, really, you're going to be okay with the tight end position, keeping Zach Ertz. No question about it. I think you're more explosive on offense, better in the red zone. All those things are true. All those things are true. At the same time, you have to remember, the Eagles are in deep negotiations with an extension for Dallas Goedert. Okay? So there's no way that the Eagles are going to bring in Ertz and say, you know what, let's just keep Ertz and move on from Dallas Goedert. That's not going to happen. They are going to give Dallas Goedert an extension before the season probably starts, which is smart. If I'm the Eagles, I make sure I give Dallas Goedert an extension right away, as soon as possible. You don't want him to go out and have a huge year and then command more money. The best bet is to get an extension done now that kicks in at the end of this year, going into next year. That way it doesn't kill you with salary cap money this year, okay? However, I think the Eagles, they have about $3 to $4 million in cap space, maybe even less than that. And the truth is not moving Ertz is going to hurt you in cap space, because if you were to move Ertz, you would save about $8.5 million in cap space. Now you want to go out and you want to get a Steven Nelson, who was supposed to decide today or tell us where he's going to go. We haven't heard anything yet. Okay, there are some rumors that he may be heading back to Pittsburgh. We don't know, but the Eagles definitely need a corner. Keeping Ertz is going to tie up $8.5 million in cap space money. So these are the things we kind of have to look at. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think, in my personal opinion, with this whole Zach Ertz coming back to training camp and staying, and he's going to play this year, I think it's all ruse. I do. I'm just going to be honest. I think it's all just a ruse. I think the Eagles are doing their due diligence to build up his trade value, to make teams think, you ain't getting him in free agency. We're not just cutting him and you're going to get him for nothing. You're going to have to pay up, okay? And then you have Zach Ertz, who's apparently worked out all his bad feelings and he's ready to come back and he's ready to play. This also shows that he wants to play in Philly, which also helps increase his trade value. Because if teams know he is miserable, he is unhappy, he isn't going to show, they're just going to wait it out. But if he actually comes in to training camp and works and plays, practices hard, does everything that is asked of him, and then you get a tight end, let's say in Buffalo, somebody goes down and they decide we really need a tight end, they're going to call the Eagles. The first team they're going to call is the Eagles. And if I was Howie Roseman, which I'm not, but if I was, I would have said to Zach Ertz, I would have sat him down and I would have said this. I would have said, look, we know you want out of Philly and we are willing to move you and we're willing to trade you. However, right now, we can't get anything for you. We know what kind of player you are. We know what you're worth. We know that you're a great player and we know you want out. And we're willing to do it, but it has to be for the right price. And if you are willing to come into training camp, come in with the right attitude, tell everybody you're set to go and you're only focusing on season, and say and do all the right things, if you're willing to do that, then we can get maximum value for you. We can get more for you, and we'll be willing to move you somewhere, and preferably somewhere you might want to go. But if you don't do it, we're just going to play hardball, and you're going to wind up being here and not happy all year anyways, or we're not going to get anything for you, and it doesn't work. It's in your best interest, it's in our best interest for us to have you come in, act like you're happy and you're glad to be there and you're okay with it, and you've settled all these things. Act like that. We'll build up your trade value over the preseason, and then you'll get moved at some point, and we'll get more for you, and you'll be happy, and we'll be happy, and everybody will win. That's how I think the Eagles probably are really approaching this. I think the whole Zach Ertz coming in, I think it's all poker. I think Howie Roseman has his poker face on. I think he's telling teams right now we're willing to play with him all year as a backup. This is going to force teams to have to pony up. They're going to have to pony up. And if Zach Ertz is on board with this and he is willing to do this, I think he will get moved. He'll get moved somewhere he wants to go, probably to a team like Buffalo, Tennessee, maybe even the Indianapolis Colts. But he'll end up going somewhere that he wants to go, and the Eagles will get more for him. The worst thing that could happen is the Eagles bring him in, he's holding out, he's not happy, he comes in with an attitude, he comes in complaining that he's there and he's not getting his pay, what he's worth, all those things. These are the worst things that can happen. The best case scenario, the best way to play it out is to come out and say, have Howard Eskin go ahead and put it out there that he's coming back and he's okay with it and he's ready to go for the year. The Eagles are ready to keep him for the year, and make it sound like everybody's hunky-dory, everybody's on board for the year. This is what you want if you're getting ready to trade him, if you're going to try to trade him. Now, maybe it won't work, I don't know. But I think this only increases the trade value to have Ertz have a good attitude about this, come in. Maybe he doesn't get traded at preseason. Maybe it's at the trade deadline. But I think that Zach Ertz is still getting traded. I still am not believing that he's going to play the whole year out as an Eagle. I just think that the Eagles are playing this smart. I think Zach Ertz is on board because he wants to get out. The best way Zach Ertz could get out is to come in with a great attitude, show he can still play, be effective when he's on the field. Then you're going to have the Eagles come out and you'll hear the coaches, there'll be press conferences and there'll be questions about Zach Ertz and how he's doing. You're going to hear wonderful, wonderful things. Zach Ertz is doing a great job. I love Zach Ertz. And you're going to have all those kind of things, and he does everything we ask, he's the best, all this kind of stuff, what a professional, and you're going to hear this in training camp, you're going to hear this after practice, and this is all because the Eagles are building up his trade value to trade him during preseason, or at the very least before the trade deadline. That's what I really think. I can't see this team playing the whole year with Zach Ertz as a backup. He's Zach Ertz. He's Zach Ertz. He's a Pro Bowl tight end. He's not a backup. And I think to have him backing up Dallas Goedert all year, it ain't fair. I don't think it's fair. But it's what the Eagles need to do because your future is Dallas Goedert. So, yes, we hear Zach Ertz is coming back in. And if he does and he plays all year, you know what? It's going to only help your offense. But I think the real play here is that you want to build up his trade value. You want teams to think that he's happy to play one more year in Philly. You're happy to have him. Everybody's hunky-dory. And then they're going to have to pony up a little more to get him. That's what I think. So I expect Zach Ertz still to get traded at some point in time. Let me know what you guys think about this situation in the comment section. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. And of course, don't be a dingbat. So, you think that Zach Ertz is going to stay in Philly, huh? You're thinking, Philly 500, just explain this, and he's totally crazy. It's not going to happen. Zach Ertz is here to stay. I think you're going to be very surprised. I think you're going to be very surprised to find out that this was all planned to move Zach Ertz. That's just my opinion, and we're going to find out. No question about it. But speaking of plans, right? I had Mark Holmes on the other day. I don't know if you guys saw the live stream or not, but I had Mark Holmes in all day. And let me tell you, he is adamant about not cutting off Jobu's head. Like, he thinks all his success, everything he's done on his channel is because he has a voodoo doll. He basically is saying that he sold his soul to the devil. He sold his soul to the devil. I can't believe what I'm hearing from this guy. So now it's more important that we chop off Jobu's head than ever, okay? But the only way he's going to do it is if I agree to be a Dallas Cowboy fan and root for Dallas Cowboys for 1 year. I can't do that. That is unreasonable. So what I need you guys to help me figure out, what the hell am I going to do? What can I offer this guy that will make him say, it's on. That's the question. And it's got to be something, something that I'll actually do. I'm not going to root for Dallas for a whole year. I'm not going to delete my channel, or I'm not going to do anything crazy like that. But we got to figure it out because football season right around the corner.